Have you ever wondered why movies have that distinct look about them? If you film with a camcorder or with your smartphone, it has more of a realistic look. But if you go to the movies, it has more of a dreamy look. How they're able to do that is because they have some special equipment, really nice lenses. But the main reason is because they shoot in 24 frames per second with a shutter speed of 1/48th of a second. And so what does that mean? We'll take a look at, we're going to set up this smartphone. We're on a Pixel 4 XL right now. We've installed Filmic, and we're going to set it up to film like a cinematic camera. Now, if you take a look at this, we're on Netflix. And if you look down here, you can do Control, Alt, Shift if you're on a computer, and D, and it'll bring up Stats for Nerds. And if you look down here, you can see that it's 23.976, so 24 frames per second. So they do shoot at 24 frames per second. Now, if we jump over here to YouTube and we look at this movie right here, this is a superhero movie, and you can see up here Stats for Nerds. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. See if the focus goes in, and it says 1920 by 1080 with 24 frames per second. Interesting. Now, if we go over to just a regular YouTube video, this was shot with my Pixel camera, just with the regular camera app. And this may be a little blurry. I don't know if you can see this. It has 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames. Now, when you're shooting with your regular camera, this is an excellent website right here that talks about how to set up your smartphone to get that cinematic look and feel. But if you look down here, this is the meat of it. Now take a look at this picture. See how sharp it is? If you take a video with your smart camera, it's going to have a high shutter speed, and it's going to get like a perfect image, like really no blur on it. And you can see that right there. And so that could be like 1/10,000th of a second, the shutter speed. But what they do with the movie cameras is they shoot with 24 frames, and then you can see that's 1/48th of a second. So it's a slow shutter speed. So the shutter stays open longer and allows more light to come in. And what that does is, if you look at this picture right here, you can see a blurring effect, a little bit of blurring because it's getting so much light in. The shutter's staying open for so long. And that's the whole secret to getting that cinematic or dreamy look with the 24 frames and the low shutter speed. So we're going to walk around with this camera and see if it actually does look like it's cinematic. So right now, this camera that we're looking at right now, is a smartphone. It's a Pixel XL4. It's set up with 1/50th of a second on the shutter speed, 170 on the ISO for the lighting, and then the frames is 24 frames per second. So we'll film with this. We're going to walk around the apartment with this and see how it looks. And then what we're going to do is create another video, and I'll include a link in the description at the end of this video. There'll be a link that you can click on. It'll take you to a second video. We're going to walk around the exact same way, but at 30 frames with a faster shutter speed. Just like we're just set everything on auto with the default app. And so here we go. We're going to see how it looks. See if it looks cinematic. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'd love to hear your opinion if this looks cinematic to y'all or if it just looks the same. All right, that's it for this video. This is cinematic footage from a smartphone. Look in the description, there will be a link, and there should be a link on the screen here coming up as soon as this video ends that you can click on, and then you're going to see the same walkthrough, but with the camera, the smartphone set to auto and everything, which would be 30 frames and a fast shutter speed.